I would also like to see a future that we live in a community without sexual violence, that women and girls are respected, valued, and able to live freely.
I think we really need to seize the moment. So one of the bright spots, few bright spots of COVID, but is actually, I think, the ability to recognize the way people work, right? And the hybrid way of working, being able to bring out the best talent in all people. I think for a lot of women, especially in male-dominated industries, it's been quite challenging in the past, and many feel they have to choose between being successful at the workplace or being a good mother and being present. I think technology has actually allowed us to figure out different ways of working that really benefit society and all of our families as well.
My second career as a Chinese medicine practitioner in my 40s and founded my private practice in my 50s. I hope that all women in their midlife could have the confidence and also the respect from the people around them so that they could continue to make contributions in the society and the world. Remember, your career doesn't have to end when your menopause begins.
One of the things that I always joke on the sporting floor is that men can look at themselves in the mirror and they see the best version of themselves. Whereas when women look at themselves in the mirror, they see something a little bit opposite to that. So in looking at what we can really truly do is really to utilize our existing tools, mentorship, coaching, equal opportunities, and getting and utilizing that from the ground up to foster self-confidence and talent in young women and girls.
I think, a real opportunity that we have is to make sure that it's not just women that are leading this change and not just women that are worried about a sustainable future for women, that men are as equally committed, involved, and engaged in that conversation.
I think when we say to do, I think that it's really about, it's one thing when we kind of advocate for things, but what is it about the doing that sometimes seems so hard? And I think that it's actually just moving, taking any step, one step, about what sustainable means. Because sustainability can come in many connotations. I think right now it looks like climate is on the top of the agenda. And in this case, we're talking about women. But to me, it's actually sustainable thinking. So it's really a mindset shift. And to do that, it's not easy. But if everybody can just take one small shift, I think that it could do incredible things.
Easy answer, listen. I think it's important to listen to the women. And again, listen to women from different backgrounds. I think there are so many different life experiences, so many different journeys from women who go through their own challenges, whether it's because of their racial background, whether it's because of disabilities, whether it's because of any number of reasons. And it's important to listen to them and make them part of the decision-making process, make them part of the journey.
I really want to see a future where it's okay for both men and women to be co-parents, to be co-homemakers, and also at the same time to be able to pursue fulfilling careers.
I think a sustainable future for women in particular is a focus on women's health. There's an emergence of the importance of women's health and well-being, and I think that if there is so many more resources and equitable access to those resources for health and well-being, that would be a wonderful place for women.
I think a sustainable future for all women in Hong Kong would be characterized by three things. So curiosity, conversation, and collaboration. Curiosity meaning that we'd be open to learning about each other's differences and open to recognizing each other's similarities. With conversation, I think it's important for us to have open dialogue about the things that we agree on and the things that we don't agree on. And finally, collaboration, working together to realize our respective visions for what a better future looks like for all of us.
This isn't a me problem. It's also not a you issue. It's something that affects all of us, right? But we're also stronger together. And research again shows that women and everyone benefits, society benefits when women are involved in all levels of representation, when their voices are heard, and when women lead. So when we think about, again, what's needed, we need collective ambition, but also united action to move forward.
As an educator myself, as a teacher, as a lecturer, I see the space in the academia as a very important space for changing minds and for building a brighter future. So hopefully the platforms for education will expand and will be more inclusive, and we will not be afraid to tackle or to talk about issues that are being shrugged off as we speak.
So particularly for women, I think we fall under that social development and inclusion umbrella. And it's more so around having gender equality and more equitable resources and opportunities for women in Hong Kong.
I think is based on empowering women to make choices and having the opportunity to act on those choices rather than feel like they are incapable of doing it because of pressures from society. If women are empowered to feel comfortable in the decisions they make, they'll be able to take advantage of opportunities that might be there but aren't reachable to them.
Whatever we do, it's the critical part is that we don't stop. We don't stop initiatives, campaigns, the conversation, the discussion, the advocacy, and that we don't think that there is at any point that we can rest on our laurels.
So I hope there are a lot of advocacy that could be done in our society so that women can be fully respected and included in our society. Yeah.
I also think a sustainable future for women is one in which women are empowered and given permission to look after themselves first. It's like being on an airplane and the oxygen mask comes down. They always tell you, put your own mask on first. I think women in our society need to know that they need to do that for themselves. You can't look after someone else until you've looked after yourself.
As someone who has had the privilege of being mentored by amazing female leaders and working alongside other inspiring girls, it's really in these moments of community where I feel most empowered. And I think that's really where the sustainable future comes in. It's through cultivating a community of supportive, connected women who are able to raise and nurture the next generation of leaders.